Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're here today in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today we're going to determine if there's probable cause and any bond and release conditions. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. We have, I believe, who's at the main jail, Mr. Reedy? Mr. Romero, welcome back. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right in the courtroom. Assistant State Attorney, announce your appearance.
Sarah Moore on behalf of the state.
Good morning, Ms. Moore. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thanks. All right, so today we're going to begin with Petru Goga. Petru Goga.
Your presence as your name.
All right, Mr. Goga, you have an out-of-state hold for a felony. It's a no-bond hold. Apparently they picked you up at the airport. This is for, let me see what state.
Something's wrong with it, that's right.
Oh. State, can you tell me where this is a warrant out of?
Sure, Judge.
It's insufficient funds, fraud. Oh, Louisiana. There we go. All right,
yes.
so you have a no bond hold out of Louisiana, sir. You will see you in extradition court Tuesdays or Thursdays at 1 p.m. Thank you. Rebecca Simone.
Ms. Gibson is in North Broward, Judge, and she'd like to resolve this today.
Rebecca Simone Gibson. I'm sorry.
That's all right. She'd like to resolve the case today, if
Okay,
possible.
State, do we have an offer?
Understand she has no priors, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, I'll offer a withhold 90 days in jail.
Judge, we'd invite you into negotiations on this case. With no prior record, staying in the same location for the last 7.5 years, she would like to also go to the CRC Center for getting herself back on track.
Okay, why 90 days in the Broward County Jail?
I apologize, Judge. I'm not familiar with the procedures in here. Just based on the charge, the fact that she resisted arrest from the officer, that's what I would offer. But I'll offer less jail.
Okay. All right. You're inviting me into plea negotiations?
Most definitely, yes, Judge.
All right. Does she have any priors?
No, Judge, not in Broward County.
Okay. Okay, withhold and court costs $293. Is that what she wants to do?
Ms. Gibson, would you like to give up your right to a trial, enter a plea of not guilty, and receive no conviction on your record and
Yes.
Court costs, and go to the CRC program tonight?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, if you could do 2 copies, if you could do me a favor of doing that. Yeah, hold on. So raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
All right, your name is Rebecca Gibson, Gibson. You can put your hand down. Is your name Rebecca Gibson, Gibson?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you have resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, trespass property, not a structure or conveyance. How do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No context. I honestly don't.
All right,
Guilty.
Mr. Reedy, let's help her out here.
No contest means that you're not admitting you did anything wrong, but you're not contesting the charge. What you're saying is you think it's in your best interest to take care of the case this way this morning.
Yes, that's what I want to plead.
So you want to plead no contest?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and you understand that if you don't make I have to impose court costs of $293. If you don't pay them within 6 months, partial payments are accepted. Then what'll happen is your driver's license will be suspended, your insurance will go up, you'll be arrested for driving while license is suspended, you'll get a $25 late fee, and it'll affect your credit. Do you understand?
Yes.
Keeping all that in mind, you still want to go forward with your no contest plea of these 2 charges?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court's going to withhold adjudication on each one. Court costs resisting an officer without. Court finds that her plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Withhold and court costs on 1, withhold on 2. Court takes judicial notice of time served in the Broward County Jail. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. The next one's an MO case.
Good luck, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, brother.
Taikea Butler, is that your name?
This is Tikia Butler, ma'am. Good morning.
I'm sorry, Takia.
She would like to resolve this as well, Judge. She did self-surrender on this capias.
All right, ma'am, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $500 bond, unlawful use of false name. These are 2 capiases. You failed to appear in court. No show at arraignment. Court finds probable cause. What say you state for a plea offer?
Judge, she has prior resisting without violence in 2014, Bat Leo in 2016, stalking in 2016, violation of domestic injunction in 2016. At this time, the state would offer adjudication sometime in Broward County Jail.
She said sometime.
Sometime.
Okay, I'm off for 60 days in jail.
Okay.
I need you to figure out, ma'am.
Judge, if you want to come into negotiations and have maybe a more
Adjudication time served.
adjudication time served, Ms. Butler,
$293 in court costs.
can we withhold on count 1, Judge?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, so it would be 308.
Okay. Is that what you'd like to do, Ms. Butler? No conviction on the
adjudication on count
cannabis and a
2.
conviction on the false name and time served?
Yes, sir.
With court costs that you have to pay or that it could affect your driver's license or your credit,
Let me swear
okay?
her in while you ask her all these questions. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Your name is T. Kia Butler, Butler.
You got it, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, everything that you just responded to Mr. Reedy, your attorney, is true and correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
All right, how do you want to plead to possession of marijuana under 20 grams and unlawful use of false name ID?
No contents.
All right, and you're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not under any influences or anything else.
All right, perfect. Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
Okay. All right, court's going to accept your plea. Find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. Withhold on count 1 and court costs of $308. I'll give you 6 months to pay. Partial payments are accepted. Count 2 is an adjudication in time served. Court takes judicial notice of time served in the Broward County Jail on count 1, the possession of marijuana. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Ms. Kim. Have a great day.
You too. Next one is an MO. And then we have Kaylin Blackett. Kaylin Blackett, where is she? Main jail.
At Maine, Judge.
We missed you yesterday.
I took a day off, Judge.
Yeah, I know. You deserve it. All right, are you Miss Blackett?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you have aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is touch or strike battery, $1,000 bond. Same for count 3. Total bond is $2,000 plus whatever we're going to decide on count 1, the aggravated battery using a deadly weapon. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the name of Shamora Romney and Selena Romney. What say you state on count 1?
Judge, the state would be requesting a $3,000 bond on count 1.
Okay, defense?
Judge, just speaking with Ms. Blackett, my understanding is this is her first felony arrest ever. She's 26 years old, been living here her whole entire life. She is working. She works at Best Buy. She's been there employed now for 1 year, making about $12 an hour. She is a single mother. She's supporting her 6-year-old child. She lives in Lauderdale Lakes with her boyfriend and her child, and right now her child's with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is a person that she's going to be reaching out to help post her monetary bond. He works at a moving company. So, and from what Ms. Blackett advised me, she owns no property. She doesn't own a vehicle. She takes the bus to and from work. Judge, we're going to be asking you, considering her strong ties to community, her lack of any criminal felony priors. She is a registered voter here in Broward County. I'm going to be asking for a $2,000 bond on count 1 and a bond reduction on counts 2 and 3 to $500 each. That would be a total of $3,000. And we'd be asking for the court to sign a photo order so we could photograph the injuries that Ms. Blackett sustained as a result of her encounter with the several victims, and only Ms. Blackett herself to defend herself.
All right, well, the court has concern because allegedly a bat was used as well. So court's going to do 2,000 on 1, 1,000 on 2, 1,000 on 3. No victim contact, direct or indirect with SR. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and if any, she's to surrender same within 24 hours of release to her local police department. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Total bond is $4,000. Tariva Taylor.
North Broward.
Hello, sir. How are you this morning? Good morning. Sir?
Good morning.
What is your name, sir? Okay, can you say your name in the microphone?
My name is Kevin Childs. I'm her boyfriend.
Spell your last name.
Chiles.
All right, thank you, Mr. Childs. All right, Ms. Tariva Taylor, you have aggravated battery, caused bodily harm, or disability. Court does find probable cause. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case with the initials JNM. What say you, State?
Judge, it appears that Ms. Taylor has no Broward priors. However, based on the nature of the offense, the state's requesting a $3,000 bond.
Judge, I don't think Ms. Taylor's going to be able to post that kind of a bond. She has been a resident of
I
Florida.
didn't even hear how much because I was going to ask you. I was reading, but I couldn't hear because of the feedback with the noise.
Oh, it's okay. $3,000 is.
Oh, 3. I
Okay.
thought you said 30. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That might not be out of range. I'd have to check with Mr. Childs if he has any money to come up with the bond or out. I know that Ms. Taylor herself really doesn't. She's been a resident of South Florida all of her life. She has 4 children, ages 14 to 5 months.
Let's see if can you afford $300 to post her bond?
I'm coming for you.
Not really, ma'am. We have a small child. It'll be very difficult, but somewhat possible.
I could possibly do like 200. That's all I have.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, all right. I'm sorry. Finish off, Mr. Reed.
Well, Judge, what I was going to say is that, my
I
understanding
think
is
$3,000
that...
based on these circumstances is
No,
very
I
low.
understand. I know that the allegations are quite serious. I think that when the facts of this case come out, there might be a viable claim of self-defense on Ms. Taylor's behalf. Obviously, all we have to go on this morning is a probable cause affidavit, which doesn't always tell the whole story. I don't believe her criminal history is anything of significance. She has strong ties to the community, being a lifelong resident. She's got 4 children. Her boyfriend is here on her behalf, so I don't believe that she's a flight risk. I explained the importance to Ms. Taylor, of staying away from the...
Maintaining 500 feet minimum.
Yes, 500 feet minimum of these individuals who are involved in this case. She's agreed to do that. She doesn't want to go anywhere near them or have anything to do with them. But it does appear from what we're hearing here this morning, Your Honor, that a $3,000 bond might be a little high. I'd ask for $1,500.
Okay, court feels that the state's being reasonable, especially since the victim sustained a stab wound to her upper left chest and left abdomen. The court has a concern for the safety of the victim and the members of the community. Therefore, the court's going to set a $3,000 bond, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with JNM, and maintain 500 feet. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, ma'am, and if you do have any, you're to surrender them immediately within 24 hours of your release to your local police department. Good luck to you. Thank you, sir.
I'm coming.
All right, good luck,
Brown.
Mr. Childs. Do you know what to do?
See you later.
Thank you. Good luck, ma'am. Sherry Brown,
North Broward.
North Broward. Okay, good morning, ma'am. You have possession of morphine, $1,000 bond. Driving while license is suspended. First offense. Court does find probable cause. What say you, Mr. Reedy?
Honor, Miss Brown indicates to me that she's been a Florida resident for all of her life. She's been living in the same location with her boyfriend for the last 8 years. I think she mentioned to me that her mother may have already posted her bond. I don't know if we can check on that. Is that what you told me, Miss Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
She said she was coming to the jail last night.
Okay, not yet. Let me know if she doesn't, okay? Then we'll talk about it.
Okay,
Thank
I'm going
you,
to call
ma'am.
your mother to make sure she bonds you
$1,000
out, Miss
bond.
Brown.
Tanaris, rest, please.
North Broward.
North Broward. North Broward's popular this morning.
Yes, it is.
Good morning, ma'am. You have
Good morning.
Tanaris, Russ, you have sell cocaine, $2,500 bond. You do have a probation violation in front of Judge Shear. Court does find probable cause, bond set at $2,500. You have a no bond hold on count 2. You'll see Judge Shear on Monday at 8:30. What say you, defense? Anything?
No, Your Honor, I explained everything to
Here you
Miss
go,
Russ.
Jackie. All right, thank you. We'll leave your bond at $2,500, ma'am.
Judge, I got a call from Conte. They have
Sure.
one person.
Oh, perfect.
It's toward the end of your docket,
Conti, come on up.
and it's Mr.
Robertson.
Shaquem
I got him.
Robertson. It's with an I.
Is that the only one you have today, Conti?
This morning, yes.
Okay, I'm glad you did that because you were all the way at the end. One from the end.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Yes,
what-
Deputy, aren't you glad that we did that?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Judge, there's a misspelling of the gentleman's name. It's Robersin.
That's what I have.
Oh, I have SON on the docket.
Yeah, I have SIN, Roberson. All right, Mr. Roberson, good morning, sir. You have
Yes, good
count
morning.
3 and 5 are change of charges.
I see 7 also.
Well, I have capias, I have an ad charge, so here's the thing, Sheila. On the capias, it has counts 1 and 2, burglary of a structure unoccupied, and count 3, and 1 change of charge. So it has 3 of the same. 1, 2, and 3 are burglary of a structure unoccupied, no bond hold for magistrate. Count 4 is grand theft in the 3rd degree, $1,000 bond. But on my booking report, it says only counts 3 and 5. So how do we have 4 charges on the, how do we have an ad charge of grand theft in the 3rd degree? This paperwork's all saying 3 different things. I'll show it to you. You can look at it.
I believe all the charges.
Hold on, Mr. Robertson. Don't say anything at this point.
Look at the booking sheet, then go to the next page. And I don't know why they write COC right over the count number. Why don't you just tell me which one you want to see the capias? I don't know what you want me to put on there. Should there be 4 charges?
Yeah, 3, 5, and it should be 7. 3, 5, and 7.
But the capia says 1, 2, 3, and.
Right.
So just, can you write it in for me? I'd appreciate it right on top. No, just write it right on top of the sheet. Yeah. It's gonna go underneath what you're writing. Sheila, that's carbon. Just write Berg, I know what it is.
And then,
Give me 1 moment, sir.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, so 3, 5, and 7 is burglary, unoccupied, structure unarmed.
Yeah, it went from occupied to unoccupied.
And then count 18. Is that 18?
Yes. That's the ad charge, that's grand theft.
Okay, grand theft in the 3rd degree. All right, so you have counts 3, 5, and 7 of burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. We need to talk about bond.
Right.
Count 18 is grand theft in the 3rd degree.
Call suit.
Pardon?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah, I'm deaf.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know what you were saying. Okay. Okay, bond set at $1,000 on that count. Court finds probable cause. What say you, State?
Judge, it looks like the change was from occupied to unoccupied. I'm sorry, I just had it in front of me and I don't know what I did with it.
Second last paperwork.
Let me pull.
Yeah, I had it right in front of me. And
This is it.
Oh, this is it right in front of my face. Okay. Look, Mr. Robertson has a number of Broward priors. The state would be requesting a $5,000 bond on each count of burglary.
What did I initially order? I mean, normally I get the...
I was trying to find that, but I can't.
What was the original bond? They didn't show. What was the original bond?
The original
I
bond.
couldn't. Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Here, I got it. This
It was
is
a different
Judge Merrigan.
I know. I couldn't find it.
Judge, 3 was 1,000, 5 was 500, and 7 was 500.
Your Honor, I'm indigent, so I wouldn't mind if the bond would be the same, Your Honor. And I feel like these charges are the wrong classifications of charges that are against me, allegedly.
Do you have a booking sheet? I mean, a probable cause, a magistrate sheet in your paperwork? Can I see it?
Huh?
I don't know why the clerk didn't put it in the computer. Just give me one moment, sir. I appreciate your patience.
Okay, no problem.
You're going to court on
November 13th.
at 9
Yes,
a.m.
correct.
for status.
Correct.
And those came with pretrial memo.
Okay, the original bonds were 1,000 and 500. No return to the Exxon 711.
Correct.
Okay, what say you, Mr. Reedy?
Well, Your Honor, it appears Mr. Robinson has a total somewhere in the area of $7,600 on his other outstanding charges. In all honesty, I don't think it's all that unreasonable to place the same bonds that existed before on him at this point. My concern is I don't see anyone as attorney of record on Mr. Robinson's case. And Mr. Robinson, who is representing you on these charges?
No one is representing me. I went to court Monday and also Wednesday, and I filled out public defender forms because I guess my co-defendant was getting represented by the same public defender as I. So
that might be.
So at this moment, I'm just in the linger right now. They got me going to 2 different judges. My main judge is Merrigan.
There you go.
Back and forth, back and forth.
All right, so Mr. Reedy from the public defender will tell someone in his office, this is what the court's going to do. $1,000 on each count, no return to Exxon or 711, no victim contact, no contact with the co-defendant, Marquise Wright, GPS level 2 on all counts. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you, okay?
We'll figure out who's representing you, Mr. Robinson, okay?
Quenisha
All right, thank you.
Lofton. Quenisha Lofton. Main jail.
Her bond was posted.
Okay, bonded. Court finds probable cause. Audrey Canuncle.
No, Broward.
All right, good morning, ma'am. You have robbery, no firearm or weapon. There's a no bond hold for magistrate. This is in front of Judge Shear.
All right.
Tapias not in custody. State, they blacked out the name.
Shinara.
I'm sorry,
They
Judge?
blocked out the name of the victim. Do you have the victim's initials?
One moment. It's not there, right?
Oh, I don't have it on here now.
1 second, I'll try to see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, we need the victim's initials. Thank you.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right, ma'am, this is saying the 28th day of August. I don't want you to respond to this, just so you're informed of the charges. You're charged with robbery, no firearm. Says you forcibly took the victim's purse by using force and intimidation. Allegedly, this happened with 4 other people. Subjects in the vehicle, which the victim identified as a black Infiniti SUV. Her purse was taken after it was refused. You wanted her to buy cocaine, and that's the allegations, just so that you're aware of what they are. The court does find probable cause. What say you, State?
Judge, it appears that Ms. Kunkel has no Broward priors. The state would be requesting a $10,000 bond based on the nature of the offense and the fact that when the alleged robbery was completed, the defendant pushed the victim out of a moving vehicle.
Kifa, do you have the initials?
Yes, Your Honor. MB. MB.
Thank you. Okay, the court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim. In this case. Sure. And maintain 500 feet, ma'am. Go to your left, ma'am. All right, let's go to the main jail. Who do we have next? Main jail.
Yes, Judge. The next person would be Mr. Justin Sparks. He's approaching. He's here at Maine.
Hi, Your Honor.
He was picked up on 2012 petty theft.
I got him. Okay. All right, so he has a capious misdemeanor. He has a court tomorrow. State, you have an offer in this case?
Judge, the state will offer adjudication time served.
Well, let me relay the offer to Mr. Sparks.
Okay, and where is this no return to?
It is, apologies, Judge, I'm just looking for the paperwork.
Judge, Mr. Sparks, we're going to invite the court into plea negotiations. My understanding is speaking Mr. Sparks, he wishes to resolve the matter, but he believes this is his first petty theft or theft charge. If it is, Judge, would your court consider extending a withhold judicial notice of time
Does he have
served?
I'll
any prior
check,
investigations?
Judge Sparks.
All right, let's
He
just start
said
with
it's driving related offenses, but nothing like as far as thefts.
He has a theft from 2012. Misdemeanor theft. I'll check on the status of that. It says it's open. I don't know how that could be, but
That's the one that's here before the court.
This is the 2012
oh,
case.
This is it, then there's nothing else.
Apologies, Judge. Then no, there's nothing else.
All right, let
Thank
the
you.
state finish where the, this is no return to where?
The 2012, we're not gonna see it. It's not pop, it wasn't.
Okay,
at that time they didn't
no
see it.
return to the store where you were arrested,
find
sir,
it.
allegedly.
It wasn't-
All right, I'll do a withhold and court costs.
Yes, Judge. He wishes to accept the court's offer.
Okay, no return to this store, sir, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Is your name Justin Sparks, S-P-A-R-K-S?
Yes.
All right, you understand, sir, that you can't return to the store where this occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to impose a $293 in court costs. You have 6 months to pay it. Partial payments are accepted. Do you understand if you don't pay it, that you can put your hand down, your driver's license will be suspended, $25 late fee, court costs, you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You giving up your right to a trial?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
How do you want to plead to petty theft? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Yes.
Okay, court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea, withhold, court cost $293, 6 months. Partial payments, no return to this store. Court takes judicial notice of time served in the Broward County Jail. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Next one is Jacob Saunders, or that's an MO case.
Next one, I believe, would be Erickson Claremont.
Okay, let's go with them.
Mr. Claremont, come on up, sir.
Okay, Mr. Claremont, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond, court finds probable cause. Does he want to resolve the case today?
My understanding, Judge, this is first adult charge, so I'm going to be asking for an ROR. on his
ROR,
behalf.
thank you, sir, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, are we ready on Audrey Kunkel? All right, let's go back to North Broward. Ms. Kunkel, come on back, please.
Claremont,
Excuse me. You guys got so Claremont bond was from.
Oh, it's bonded? Okay.
Which one?
Claremont, the one they said he wanted an ROR.
His bond has been.
All right, so let me put bonded then.
Oh, it's a thing.
Mr. Romero, hold on. Mr. Romero,
Yes, Judge.
you might want to tell Mr. Claremont I put his $100 bond back because he bonded.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, so I took away the ROR because I don't want to delay his release.
Thank you.
Okay, North Broward. Ms. Kunkel, what say you, Mr. Reedy?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Kunkel maintains her innocence in this case.
Sure.
But she will have a day in court. I explained to her that that is not today. She's been a resident of Florida for 9 years. She's been living in the same location for the last year. She lives with her mother. She had an interview for a job at a gym, which she's hopefully going to get employment there. She's 3/4 of a credit away from getting her GED. I don't believe she has any kind of extensive criminal history at all. She's provided me with the name and telephone number of her mother, and I'm going to call her mom, but she does not believe that her mother is going to be able to come up with a $10,000 bond as requested by the state. I would ask for a $2,500 bond if the court felt that as a condition of pretrial release that would be appropriate with whatever conditions the court felt might ensure the safety of the victim. Ms. Kunkel apparently knows the victim in this case. This incident happened back at the end of August of 2017. She hasn't been in any kind of significant contact with the criminal justice system since then, and she does appreciate the importance of staying away from the alleged victim in the case.
They're saying the defendant is the one that threw her out the door.
Well, that's what the report says, Judge, but that doesn't necessarily make it true. And
No,
as
I
the court
understand.
knows that, again, here in magistrate court, we're generally provided with a very one-sided portion of the facts. That's why I'm not making a probable cause argument, because on the face of the document, there is probable cause. But I believe that there's going to be much more uncovered as the case progresses.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. $7,500 bond, no victim contact, direct or indirect with MB. I want you to maintain 500 feet minimum, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and if you have any, you're to surrender them to your local police department within 24 hours of your release. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
I'll call your mother, Audrey, okay? Try and get you out of there, all right?
Maintain 500 feet from the alleged victim in this case. Lauren Espana, please.
North Broward, Your Honor.
North
She's
Broward.
down. Espana and Shannara on page 6. They're in downtown court.
Yesterday, they were in 4780, and we reset them for the AM.
Yeah, Espana went to courtroom 5165, and Marie Shannara went to courtroom 4870.
All right, so you want to reset them for tomorrow, or what do you want to do, folks? Well, we have to have a finding of probable cause. She was arrested on Espana.
This Espana basically has 3 no-bond capiases, so...
Correct. You want to waive her appearance?
I'll waive her appearance for that, yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, she got sentenced complete on
And she's in court probably on the misdemeanor charge, so why don't you waive her? Why don't you just waive her appearance and we'll leave the bond, and if she resolves it, it's resolved.
That's fine.
All right, so defendant's appearance waived. So she has a capious misdemeanor, $2,500 bond. We'll leave it. Court finds probable cause for her arrest. All right, so that's done. Thank you. What about Marie Shinera also?
She also has a no bond hold.
All right, she has a petty theft. Where is she? What courtroom?
4870.
Oh, she's in front of Judge Coleman today. So let's reset her for 1 p.m. today.
Very good, Judge.
I'm sorry, you said 40 what?
4870.
4870, and she's in North Broward. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Angela Eugene.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. All right. Hello, how are you?
Red Rising, Your Honor.
All right, counts 1 and 2, battery on a law enforcement officer, no bond hold for magistrate. Count 3, it says KP has changed of charge. Count 3 is possession of a weapon in the commission of a felony. So we're here on 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 8, I'm sorry. Court does find probable cause. What say you, state, with regard to bond?
If I may be heard, Judge, Miss Eugene is currently represented by Sean Ford of the Regional Conflict Council.
Okay.
So I'd be reluctant to make arguments on her behalf since he has filed a notice of appearance. I'm trying to reach him right now.
All right.
Judge,
Yes.
since it's a down file from a second to a third, the state would have no objection to her original bond being reinstated.
Well, she has a counsel, it's not the public defender, so we gotta wait.
Understood. I just wanted to let the court know.
All right, so you're gonna do what? You're asking for what on her bond on 1, 2, and 8?
That she can maintain the original bond she was given because it's a down file from aggravated battery on law enforcement to battery on law enforcement.
Mr. Reedy, you just left a message?
I spoke with the receptionist at Regional Conflict. Mr. Ford is in the courthouse. They're going to text him to come by.
All right, we'll recall, thank you. Okay, next one is an MO, and then we have Noel Watson. Where are they? Noel Watson.
He's here at Maine, Judge.
Main jail.
Mr. Watson, come on up.
Okay, Mr. Watson, you have 2 capious.
He's coming up.
Is he sleeping?
Hard time with him.
Okay, Mr. Watson, you have disorderly intoxication, trespassing in a structure, 250 bond, 250 bond, no show at a hearing, October 25th, in front of Judge Pohl. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
A little hard. And speaking for Watson, I was trying to have a conversation. We were talking about different things I didn't really understand. I don't know if this would be a good candidate for an arrest.
All right, let him go to Judge Pohl tomorrow, okay? And we'll let Judge Pohl decide.
Tomorrow is
I mean the
Saturday.
5th. I'll make a note. I'll tell Judge Pohl, okay?
Yes, Judge.
Richard Knowles?
Municipal ordinance, but he's approaching Judge.
Oh, okay, never mind.
They're waiting on the city public defender. Haven't seen it.
John Pastorella,
North Broward.
North Broward.
No, Brown, he's coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good morning. morning, sir. You have trespass, failure to leave property upon order by the owner. Court does find probable cause. Bond is set at $25. The court's going to order no return, sir, of a 7-Eleven located at 4550 State Road 810, Coconut Creek, Florida, sir. Do you understand? You go back there, you'll be arrested.
Okay, thank you.
All right. What say you, defense?
So I gotta walk around it. I can't step. I can't.
I think Judge
go on the
Lerner Wren
property.
might be an appropriate
I gotta walk
destination for
around it.
Mr. Pastorelli, Your Honor.
Huh?
Okay, let's refer to Judge Wren.
Based on the affidavit and my observations.
Okay, we need a referral to Judge Wren on that one, Pastorella. Thank you, sir. You'll see Judge Wren on Monday. She's going to be able to provide you services that'll be more appropriate for you, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Eric Manning, please. Eric Manning.
Mr. Manning is here at Main, Judge. Come on up, sir. What was that gentleman's name? No, sorry, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Manning, you have operating without a valid license, $250 bond, suspended driver's license, first offense, $100 bond. Court does find probable cause. Why have we not had him for a second look?
Mr. Manning?
You were just arrested yesterday.
I know, but Judge Usan signed this. Says this capias was issued August 1st, but Judge Usan signed this for the 2T traffic cases yesterday.
You were just picked up yesterday on it.
How long has he been in jail?
From yesterday, probably last night.
What's his prior state?
Judge, it looks like he has an open case. Case number 17-10900, which is possession of cocaine and possession of paraphernalia.
When was he arrested on that?
12/20/17 is when that came in. It's filed, but it looks unresolved.
Judge, Mr. Manning has advised me you went to court on that case yesterday.
The felony case?
What's that case number? 1900?
17-10900.
It's like a motion to suppress on the case was filed yesterday.
What is that, MM?
It's CF10A, Judge. The state apparently requested a continuance in October.
Says drug court, Judge Usan.
Yes, it is a Judge Usan case. Our office does represent Mr. Manning on that charge.
What's his release status on this felony case?
I'll check it, Judge.
Sir, how many days have you been in the Broward County Jail?
So I came in yesterday for court on this charge.
And then they arrested you on the capias?
Correct.
Okay.
Judge, he has a $1,000 bond on the 17 case.
All right.
Judge, in speaking to Mr. Manning, I have spoken to him as far as possible consequences of resolving this case. He still wishes me to ask the court if you would consider resolving both of these
I'm not going to
offenses.
do that because he has a pending case. I know there are 18 cases that are after the fact. Tell you what, I'll ROR him But here's the thing, he has two separate cases. You're gonna have to give him both of those case numbers. What is your mailing address, sir?
5030 Southwest 163rd Ave, Southwest Ranches.
Because one of them has your old address, one of them has the Pembroke Pines address, the other one has the 5030 Southwest 163rd Avenue address.
Correct.
So I'm gonna make sure that the clerk changes it. Southwest Ranches,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the zip code, sir?
33331.
Judge, and I noticed the docket indicates he has a court date for November 5th, 8:30 a.m. Is that
He
court date
doesn't,
going to be
no.
set? No?
He just has to
I
look
did
for the
write-
date in the mail.
I also did write the two case numbers on here for him, so he knows which two case numbers he can go online at Broward Clerk of Courts and look up his future court dates if he doesn't receive notice in the mail.
Yep, thank you. Keep in touch with your attorney, sir, thank you.
Declined, and on page 16.
Cedric Johnson.
Mr. Johnson is approaching. Mr. Johnson, come on up.
Okay, sir, you've bonded out of jail on your two capiases, thank you. Look for your court date in the mail. Yes, he
Judge,
bonded.
I'm being advised by one of the deputies, one of the inmates is in pain. It might be a medical reset if we don't address him now. I don't know if Your Honor wishes to address him now.
bonded,
He's on
sir.
page 20.
Did you tell him
He's
you
on-
bonded?
Yes,
All right.
sir, you bonded.
All right, what's the name?
Barry Abrams. He is on page 20 of your docket. Come on up, sir. He's in a lot of pain, Judge.
Well, if he wants, we can reset him. All right, so Mr. Abrams, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. So let's try to do this as quickly as we can. You have resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, no bond required, fleeing with disregard of safety to persons or property, no, there's a, we have to talk about bond. Count 3 is not for magistrate, no bond hold. Capias felony, you have 2 violations of probation on 4 and 5, no bond holds. You are going on Monday before Judge Michael Usan at 8:30 a.m. Court finds probable cause. What say you, State, with regard to the fleeing and eluding?
I apologize, Judge. It looks like Mr. Abrams has a number of arrests, but a lot of them were declined or dismissed. The state would be requesting a $5,000 bond on the fleeing or eluding second-degree felony.
Judge, considering he has a no bond hold, he's going to have to see his division judge at this time. Defense is fine that at this time we'd be asking the court to sign an order allowing us to photograph the injuries that Mr. Abrams sustained.
Sure, and I'm also going to do an order for a medical screening. How much bond, State?
State's requesting a $5,000 bond.
Okay, 5,000 on 2. Thank you, sir. So if you could do a medical screening. Dan Smith?
Mr. Smith, come on up, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Okay, sir, you have a capias misdemeanor $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. This was set by Judge Paul for a trespass, I believe. Trespass, $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, and speaking Mr. Smith, from what he advised me, he didn't willfully miss court. He's looking forward to disputing these allegations. He's on disability. He doesn't have anyone to contact. From what my understanding, he's having issues, I believe, with his phone. Judge would be asking for an ROR on his behalf. Thank you.
I'm not going to ROR him. Let me just see. He was given a notice to appear affidavit. So.
And he did tell me that, and when he looked at the notice to appear affidavit, from what he was advising me, I guess the writing or the print was so faint that he couldn't make it out, Judge. That's what he's advising me.
Well, you know what? He should have contacted the clerk of the court. Tell you what, I'll reduce his bond to $100. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Swiney Metellus.
Mr. Metellus, come on up, please.
Mr. Metellus, you have a possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. 2 and 3 are warrants for violation of pretrial misdemeanor. You have no bond holds. Court finds probable cause. Court will do a $1 bond or ROR.
$1, Judge.
$1. Okay, sir,
Thank
thank you. Then we have Ronnie Winfrey. I know it is.
He's here. It's municipal ordinance, Judge.
Who's taking care of it today? Okay, come on up. Okay, Mr. Winfrey. We have Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Shate, who I'm appointing in your case today.
Alrighty.
You have a municipal ordinance violation, trespass signs posted. It's municipal ordinance. It says here that he received 2 prior trespass warnings, 10-7 and 10-4. Court will offer 3 days, Broward County Jail, no return.
What was that you were breaking up? I'm sorry.
It'd be 3 days, sir.
For a trespass, this is my first trespass.
No, it isn't, sir. It says, well,
I think he just received 2 warnings at that
yeah,
location.
he received 2 prior trespass warnings from 10-7 and 10-4. So
At that same place? That same location?
Says Hollywood Beach.
I literally just moved to Hollywood Beach like a week ago. I got a job here recently working at Ocean's 13.
All right.
Just can we check his priors? I think the warnings are not new cases, but warnings to probably not be there.
Yeah, I know, and then
so
he returns again.
So he only...
They finally, what I'm saying is, they gave him 2 warnings.
Two opportunities, correct.
Yeah, and then they finally arrested him, like enough is enough already.
Right, but is
so
this
you want to talk to him? That's my offer.
Judge, if I can, yes, I'll put it, if we can put it on recall.
Okay, sure, no problem. All right.
Have a seat, sir. I'll call you in a second.
Okay, let's take Michelle Francis. Michelle Francis, that's yours. You're up, Mr. Odom.
Michelle Francis?
North Broward.
Oh, North Broward.
Hey, State, what's her priors? Okay, ma'am, you have a municipal ordinance violation, $25 bond for disorderly conduct in the city of Fort Lauderdale. Mr. Odom is here in court today. He's helping out Mr. McLawrence and covering for him. Court's going to appoint Mr. McLawrence's office. Court does find probable cause for the charge of, this is Michelle Francis, an MO case, for disorderly conduct. State, what's her priors?
Judge, she has aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts from 2015.
Is this appropriate for Judge Wren?
Judge, I'm not sure. I noticed where she was alleged to have created disorderly conduct. What I'd asked the court to do is allow us some sufficient time to really speak to her in some detail.
Okay, no problem. I saw your name on the
No,
list.
no worries.
Are you ready on these or no?
Well, I am. I'm just saying it's probably going to require a conversation that's going to take some time. Would the court be inclined to pretrial release on this matter?
No.
Well, if we can recall it and let me see how much.
All right, so we'll recall it. Are you ready on any of the other ones?
Yes, Judge, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you. All right, so who has...
Come on, Francis. They're gonna call you back. I know they said.
Michelle Francis, recall. Okay, Teresa Jones.
Yes, that would be Mr. McLawrence's, Your Honor.
Teresa Jones, where is she?
Also listed as a main, but there's no females at main.
North Broward.
There's no what?
Never mind, she's at North Broward, Your Honor.
Okay, are you Teresa Sue Jones?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you have trespass after warning.
Okay.
George Odom on behalf of Mr. McLawrence, Your Honor.
Sure.
Excuse me, Miss Jones, are you interested in trying to resolve your case this morning?
No, I just want to leave, please.
Okay, so I would ask the court the same as in Mrs. Jones.
Would that be no contest, sir?
No. If you plead no contest, then you would be asking the court to resolve your case. If you don't want to resolve your case, then I can ask the court to see if she's.
To her previously?
No, not yet, Judge.
All right. So you know what? Why don't you speak to all these people, and when you're ready, let me know, okay?
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you.
Come on, Jack.
Can I go
All right,
home?
the Spanish interpreter. Might want to see if she's appropriate for Judge Wren. Who do we have for the Spanish interpreter?
Main jail
One
judge.
gentleman here at 18, and his name is Gilberto Villegas. Senor.
Spell the last name.
Villegas. Villegas.
What page?
Page 18.
Page 18.
That's the arm burglary. Oh, probably have sticky on it.
I have sticky on it. Make it easier. Good thing I did that. I'm still looking.
Viega is his last name.
Yes, Villegas is his last name. Gilberto is his first name. Gilberto. Villegas, Villegas. Page 18.
No, over here. Right there.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Theodore Leal for the record.
Okay, anybody else need a Spanish interpreter at the main jail?
Not here paying so far, Judge.
Anybody at North Broward? Deputy at North Broward, anybody need an interpreter? Deputy at North Broward. Maybe you want to call over and find out, Mr. Reedy. Anybody at Conti? No, they had their person. Anybody at Paul Ryan need a Spanish interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we're at the main jail. Gilberto
Yes,
Villegas, you are charged. Thank you. Mr. Villegas, you have burglary, dwelling, structure, or conveyance, armed, no bond, hold. The magistrate.
Señor Villegas, usted se está acusando de un allanamiento o de morada o allanamiento de vehículo sin otorga fianza.
Put Mr. Shade's names on here.
Se hace la primera comparecencia.
You didn't have to tell him that one. Oh, okay. Count 2 is possession of burglary tools with intent to use, $1,000 bond.
Es $1,000 de multa. El segundo cargo es tenencia de útiles o herramientas para hacer allanamientos de morada.
Count 3 is commits grand theft with property damage less than $1,000, $7,500 bond.
En el tercero son $7,500 de fianza por la intención de hurto.
And that's damage
Con daños.
more than $1,000.
Con daños de más de $1,000.
Grand theft of a firearm, $1,000 bond.
$1,000 de multa por el hurto de mayor cuantía de un arma.
Count 5 is possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted Florida felon. We need to talk about bond.
Cargo 5 es tener un arma por una persona que ha recibido ya una convicción penal anteriormente. How much is the bond, Your Honor, for that one?
We have to talk about bond. For
Tenemos que hablar de fianza por eso. Tenemos que hablar de fianza sobre
and
eso.
then count 6 is wear mask while committing a second-degree felony, no bond hold.
También el sexto es llevar puesta una máscara mientras está cometiendo un delito de segundo grado, sin fianza.
Court's going to order no victim contact,
Se va a ordenar a la corte que no haya contacto con la víctima,
direct or indirect.
ni directo ni indirecto.
No victim contact with the alleged victim,
Un contacto con la presunta víctima.
whose initials are DAS,
Las iniciales son DAS.
and no return, sir,
Y no volver, señor.
to 5851
Al 5851
Holmberg Road,
Humber Road
Parkland, Florida.
en Brooklyn, Florida.
$25,000. What about the rest of it? She's not going to ask.
And I want you to maintain 500 feet minimum
Quiero que se mantenga a
Or
un mínimo
excuse me,
de...
I'll make it 1,000 feet minimum
No, vamos a hacer 1000 pies de distancia alejado
from this address and from
de esta dirección
the alleged victim with the initials DAS.
de la presunta víctima con las iniciales DAS.
No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de armas de fuego o parque de municiones.
I know you're not allowed to have them, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Se lo voy a decir de todas maneras, aunque a usted no se le permite que los tenga.
Okay, what say you, State?
Dice la fiscalía.
Judge, as far as count one, the state would be requesting that the court find proof evident presumption grade. This is a punishable by life felony. It appears that the victim observed the entire burglary being live streamed, in which he entered her home through cutting. Sorry.
It's all right. We always forget.
I always forget to slow down.
Don't worry about it. Start again.
Sure. The state would be requesting that the court find proof evident presumption grade on count one, which is a punishable by life felony.
Que en el cargo número 1, que se castiga hasta con cadena perpetua, la corte halle que la presunción de inocencia es mayor, la presunción de culpa es mayor.
It appears that the victim observed the entire burglary through a live stream.
Parece que la víctima logró observar todo el allanamiento ilegal por una transmisión en vivo.
During which the defendant broke into her home wearing a mask and gloves.
Donde el acusado se perpetró irrumpió en la casa de ellos usando máscara y guantes.
Armed himself with a firearm.
Se armó el mismo con un arma de fuego.
Stole approximately $4,500 worth of items.
Se robó aproximadamente $4,500 de valor en artículos.
And was later found by the police to be in possession of the firearm and the stolen items.
Y más tarde fue hallado por la policía con el arma en su poder y los artículos hurtados.
State would be requesting a no bond hold on count one.
En el cargo número 1.
No bond on count one, I apologize.
Me disculpa, pedimos que no haya fianza para él en el cargo número 1. Eso es lo que está pidiendo la fiscalía.
Okay, and on count 5?
State would be requesting a $25,000 bond on count 5.
Cargo 5, $2,500 de fianza.
And count 6?
Cargo 6.
That's wearing the mask.
State would be requesting a $100,000 bond on count 6.
$100,000 de multa en la cargo 6.
The defendant has a number of priors in Miami-Dade County.
El acusado tiene varios antecedentes en el condado de Miami-Dade.
Some of which are violent.
Algunos son violentos.
All right, well, let's make a finding of proof evident presumption grade first. Go ahead, defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
At this time, the defense would object to the court making a finding of proof evident presumption grade.
En estos momentos haya disputa o protesta de que se haya la presunción de culpabilidad mayor.
That is the highest standard of proof we have in the criminal justice system.
El sistema penal es el nivel de prueba más alto que tenemos.
The state has called no witnesses or introduced any physical evidence,
La fiscalía no ha traído ni testigos ni ha presentado evidencias materiales
but instead is relying solely on the probable cause affidavit.
y está únicamente confiándose en el escrito de acusación.
That document is designed to establish probable cause.
Ese documento es únicamente para establecer presunción de culpabilidad.
It is not designed to establish the higher standard
No está diseñado para el nivel más alto
of proof evident presumption grade.
de presunción mayor de culpabilidad.
Therefore, we would ask the court to set a bond for Mr. Villegas
Por lo tanto, pedimos que para el señor Villegas la Corte conceda una fianza,
if, over defense objection,
aún con la objeción de la defensa.
the court does find proof evident and presumption grade.
Si acaso la jueza encontrase que hay mayor presunción de culpabilidad,
We would ask the court to exercise its discretion
pedimos que la Corte ejerza su discreción
and set bond for Mr. Villegas.
y fije una fianza para el señor Villegas.
Okay, Mr. Villegas,
Señor Villegas,
I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit filed in your case, sir.
yo revisé el expediente que hay en su caso de acusación de culpabilidad, indicios de culpa, perdón.
And I find probable cause
Veo que hay indicios de culpa
on all counts 1 through 6.
en todos los cargos del 1 al 6.
I further find on count 1 burglary of a dwelling structure or conveyance armed.
También el número 1 veo el allanamiento ilegal de morada o vehículo con arma,
The proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great.
que la presunción de culpabilidad es mayor.
Therefore, on count 1, you are going to be held no bond pending further order of the court.
Por consiguiente, en el cargo número 1 no se le concederá fianza pendiente de orden de la Corte.
This order is without prejudice, sir, for you to file a motion to set bond.
Sin prejuicio para que usted pueda interponer un
with
recurso
your
para que le
assigned
den
division
fianza.
judge.
se le asigna al juez
and request a hearing under State v. Arthur.
y pide una audiencia bajo Jeremy Arthur.
What say you, State, defense, with regard to counts 2 through 6?
La fiscalía en cuanto a los cargos del 2 al 6.
Judge, I'd ask you to keep the standard bonds in place on 2, 3, and 4. The bonds I'm going to requesting a decrease from the state's recommendation.
Y que se haga menor a lo que está recomendando la fiscalía.
I'm going to be asking for a $5,000 bond on count 5 and a $10,000 bond on count 6.
Voy a pedir entonces el cargo $5,000 y en el otro $10,000, una reducción.
Okay, so no victim contact, direct or indirect with DAS.
No hay contacto con la víctima, ni directo ni indirecto con el DAS.
Maintain 1,000 feet minimum.
1,000 pies de distancia.
No return to 5851.
No volver a 5851.
Holmberg Road, Parkland, Florida.
Parkland, Florida.
And maintain 1,000 feet minimum from that residence.
Mantener un mínimo de 1,000 pies de distancia de esa residencia.
No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons.
No tenencia de ningún tipo de arma ni de parque de municiones.
Count 4 is GPS level 2.
4 es un GPS.
Not count 4, number 4, GPS level 2.
4 GPS nivel 2.
Counts 2 through 6.
Cargos de 2 al 6.
Court's going to set the following bonds.
Se va a fijar la siguiente fianza.
Count 1, no bond. Count 2, 1,000.
No fianza.
Count 1, no bond.
Cargo 1, no fianza.
Count 2, 1,000.
Cargo 2, $1,000.
Count 3, 7,500.
Cargo 3, $7,500.
Count 4, 1,000.
Cargo 4, $1,000.
Count 5, 25,000.
Cargo 5, $2,500.
Count 6, 25,000.
Cargo 6, $2,500.
Okay, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
Anybody else need a Spanish interpreter at Maine?
¿Alguien más necesita el intérprete?
No one else, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sheikh, come on up. You ready? Thank you.
You're welcome.
GPS level 2. Counts 2 through 6. All right, who's your first person?
Judge, if we could go back to Ronnie Winfrey. There he is. Judge, Mr. Winfrey,
Let's
you
get him
notice,
back up.
this is the gentleman that you offered
Where
three.
is he?
He's right here, Maine.
Okay, Maine jail. Okay.
You had offered him, he's on page.
Adjudication with 3 days Broward County Jail, credit for time served.
Judge, what I would ask that he has no Broward priors. He only has traffic arrest, I think, from an out-of-state California misdemeanors. Never been charged here before. I just asked that he be allowed to be time served, Judge. He does have a job at, is it Oceans 13? And he's worried that he's going to hit that button, sir, so we can hear you.
That's all right. Keep going. He can correct you.
He's worried that he's going to lose his job, Judge, because he hasn't been able to contact him.
All right, I'll do an adjudication time served, but he can't return to that location.
Stay away from there, sir, because the Hollywood police will continue to arrest you and harass you.
Do you understand, sir?
Hit the button again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you want, I'll ROR you. You can go to court and fight your case if you think, that you want a trial. You don't have to admit to the charge today.
I do believe I'd like to resolve this. I'm worried about my job. That's the only issue.
I understand, but you don't have to worry about your job. If I ROR you, you'll be released.
Okay.
So which would
and then I'll have a court date in the future?
Yes. Which one do you want to do?
Would you rather resolve it today, or would you rather go back to court?
If it's resolved today, what I'll get
you're gonna get $78 in court costs. You'll be out this evening.
Okay, then I would like to resolve it.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your name is Ronnie Winfrey, Winfrey.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How do you want to plead to trespass where signs are posted? Guilty, not guilty?
No contest.
Okay. You've had enough of time to talk to Mr. Shate, your attorney?
No, I do believe so.
Well, you can't.
Yes.
You have to be certain. Do you need more time to talk to him?
No.
Okay. Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
You under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
All right. Court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea, adjudication, time served, $78 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. If you don't make the payments, sir, they'll suspend your driver's license. You'll be arrested if you drive, $25 late fee. It'll affect your credit, so you can pay it online. So, adjudication time served, $78. No return to 525 North Ocean Drive, Hollywood. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Who's your next one, sir?
Judge, if you'd like to go to Richard Knowles, page 8, he's in Maine as well.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Knowles. You have a capious misdemeanor municipal ordinance, $100 bond. This is carrying an open container. Court will do an adjudication, time served.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
How do you
Wait,
want to
come
plead,
back, come
sir?
back, come back, Rich.
How
Come
does he
on
want
back.
to plead?
He'd like to plead no contest, Judge.
All right, adjudication, time served, $78 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Court finds probable cause. Next one.
Judge, after that, Jared Michelizzi. But Judge, I tried to call him over at the main jail, and there was no response. Jared Michelizzi, so maybe he bonded?
Is there a Jared Michelizzi? I don't even have the paperwork here.
North Broward, page 9.
North Broward. There he is. Judge, I didn't have an opportunity to speak to him. If we could do that real quickly.
All right, so Mr. Michelizzi, you have a capious municipal ordinance, $50 bond for open container adjudication, time served, $78 in court costs. I'll give him 6 months to pay, partial payments. Does he want to accept that?
Would you like to accept that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you want time to speak to your attorney? I'll appoint Mr. Shate to discuss the ramifications of this, since you are going to be convicted of this. Okay.
Yes.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
All right. Do you want time to talk to Mr. Shade? Are you sure you don't want to talk to him further?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
You want to talk to him, or?
No, I don't need to talk to him.
All right. Adjudication time served, $78. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. If you don't pay it, $25 late fee. They suspend your driver's license. If you're caught driving while your license is suspended, you get arrested, and it'll also affect your credit. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. You have 30 days to appeal. Next one is, who is it, Timothy Ryan?
Yes, Judge. Judge, he also has felony.
Where is he?
North Broward.
He's in North Broward, Judge.
Ryan.
What page is he?
Page 12.
12?
Ryan. Page 12.
I don't have him here. Yes, I do. Okay.
Judge, he has felony matters too. Maybe that's one of the reasons.
Okay, so Mr. Ryan.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
All right, so you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is a capious MO case, municipal ordinance. You are going on Monday. Hold on one moment. We'll be right back. that, folks? Timothy Ryan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm sorry about that, sir. Okay, so you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is a capious misdemeanor for unlawful assembly. Court does find probable cause.
I do have a probable cause argument.
Sure.
I don't think there's anything connecting Mr. Ryan to this burglary, Judge. The police, Mr. Ryan,
Sir?
you're paying me a lot of money to do your talking for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't say anything.
Thank you.
When the police arrive at the scene of the burglary, they make eye contact with 2 black males. One of them gets in a car and speeds away, and the other one is detained on the ground. Mr. Sheely, I guess, is the individual detained. Makes the, I find incredulous statement that some guy named Timothy, he was forced by some guy named Timothy to burglarize the business. And he said that Timothy had yellow small bolt cutters and a pocket knife. They searched the business, and he's found in the southwest corner of the building under a black plastic cover. From what I understand, he's asleep. There is no microphone. There is no pocket knife. There is no connection between him and this burglary at all. It appears that these other gentlemen were the ones who committed the burglary, not Mr. Ryan. As I understand it, again, Judge, he's sleeping under this black plastic cover when he is contacted by the police. And also, I'd point out, I mean, one of the guys flees the scene, so that's not somebody who's connected to Mr. Ryan. It's a very, very strange and unusual probable cause affidavit. And the idea that somehow Mr. Ryan forced this guy to commit a burglary, I find quite preposterous.
May I briefly respond?
Sure.
Judge, I find it extremely coincidental that these 2 individuals were stopped by police, admitted to committing a robbery, said that a person named Timothy told them to do it, and then that person happens to be found inside the building where, inside the building where the burglary was committed. It's state's position that, although, like Your Honor stated, it may be poorly written probable cause affidavit, it certainly rises to the level of probable cause. I mean, if aside from the statements of the 2 individuals, the fact that he's in the building on the scene of the burglary, it's the state's position is more than enough.
Well, initially, first of all, it's one person, because the other person flees the scene. So it's not the 2 guys involved in the burglary. And again, how is Mr. Ryan, a 55-year-old guy, supposed to force these 2 young guys to commit this burglary? How did he force them to do anything? With bolt cutters and a pocket knife, none of which are recovered from his possession.
All right, but here's the thing. It says here, and I'm talking for probable cause purposes. It says when they asked Sheely if anyone else was in the business, Sheely advised there was a white man named Timothy Sheely, then spontaneously uttered he was forced by Timothy to come burglarize the business, and this was not his idea. Sheely also stated Timothy had yellow small bolt cutters and a pocket knife in his possession. So then they go out to the business, and it says they searched the business, and Timothy was found in the southwest corner of the building, hiding under a plastic cover. But it doesn't say anything about the bolt cutters or anything being recovered. Which,
yeah, because
for later on down the road, I'm just talking out loud.
No, I understand.
So,
say anything, sir.
May I say something?
No, you may not.
I'll give you 24 hours to perfect, or I'll find probable cause for a trespass.
Well, Judge, I'll tell you what, probable cause for trespass would be fine. He's been living here for 10 years. He's had the same job for the last 25 years. Mr. Ryan, do not snatch victory from, do not snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you, Your Honor.
May I briefly respond?
Yes.
I'm sure that probable cause for
trespass. It doesn't
trespass.
have to be brief, by the way.
I'm sure probable cause for trespass would be fine with defense counsel. It's not fine for the state. We'd be requesting the 24 hours.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, I'd ask you to release Mr. Ryan while the state's doing that. He's got a 25-year history working for the same place. He's
All right, well,
boss is.
let's see. I am gonna set some bond in the meantime. So tell me what you're recommending in the meantime for count one.
In the meantime, for count one, as charged, the state's requesting a $25,000 bond. Mr. Ryan has priors that go back 20 years in Broward County.
$25,000.
20 years of priors. Cocaine, grand theft auto, cocaine, escape, Berg structure, possession
When
of
was the
Berg
Berg
tools.
structure?
01, grand theft
Bicycle.
auto, 03.
Man, I really don't want to have to tell you again, sir.
Resisting with violence, 2011. Berg tools, 2012. Violation of domestic violence injunction, 12. Corrupt by threat. Oh, that was declined. I apologize. Corrupt by threat in 15, which was he received 22.6 months Florida State Prison. Possession of cannabis, petty theft, unlawful use of false name.
Can I get pretrial? Please?
You can do pretrial, Judge.
Yes, anything. The heaviest one. I'm behaving myself. I swear I am.
Judge, his last case was from June of 2018. 4 months ago.
Meanwhile, from what I can tell, let me see.
I was sitting on a sidewalk.
Hold on, Mr. Ryan. I mean, I just don't think keeping him in custody based on this extremely dubious probable cause affidavit is appropriate. Judge.
Here's the thing. You know, this capias, I don't know if it was a notice to appear.
No, excuse me, Your Honor. I was sitting on the sidewalk because I had a heart attack recently, and my doctor said if you feel faint or dizzy, it was hot over the summer. That's what I was doing. I was sitting under a tree trying to cool off, and they said I can't do that. That's
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
you're not helping yourself at all.
I'm just explaining what.
No, do not explain anything, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. $25,000. Crazy.
What's this address, 7400 Northwest 4th Place, apartment 203?
I lived there with my mom for 20 years. My mom passed away in 12.
He's the caretaker for an elderly gentleman who's in a wheelchair, Judge. At his current address, which is the one listed on the probable cause affidavit, or the one listed on the booking sheet, 5301 Northeast 17th Terrace.
Well, it's funny because in this probable cause it says he was sleeping because he was hot. And he's sleeping outside a Target.
I was passed out. I drink.
Mr. Ryan, you know, you're really not helping me out here, brother.
I'm truthful.
Just be truthful and be quiet.
All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to set, court does find probable cause, PC on the capias on count 2, arrest, $100 bond. What say you, Mr. Shade?
Judge, I think I handled this matter the first time, and he was released ROR because of the circumstances of him sitting down and everything. Mr. Ryan, do you understand you need to appear in court? We ROR'd you last time.
I'm not going to ROR him this time.
Okay.
So.
Pretrial, maybe?
No. I'm going to leave. I mean, he had notice of a hearing.
Judge,
I'm going to do $1,500 bond on one. I'll put him on standard pretrial on count 2. He's to report within 24 hours of his release. Deputy North Broward, can you hand him a map? 24 hours of his release to pretrial services. I want him calling in 4 days a week.
Yes, ma'am.
This is count 2 only. Report once a month. No reporting after court. And on count 2, I'll set 1,500.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Count one, count 1, 1,500?
Count 1, 1,500, count 2, standard pretrial.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
No PC on count 1, 24 hours to perfect.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're
All
welcome.
right, I'll call your boss to try and get you out of jail, Timothy.
Thank you very, because I already he said he would. So, to tell him the bond and what, eased him.
All right, that's fine. I got it.
Easy.
I know what to do.
Easy OZ Bond Company.
Okay.
Anybody else?
That's it, Judge.
All right, thank you. Where's Mr. Odom?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're
Take care,
welcome.
Mr. Ryan.
I'm done.
Okay, Mr. Odom, let's call Teresa Sue Jones.
Jones.
Where is she?
North Broward, Your Honor.
Okay.
And after speaking to Ms.
What are we
Jones, she
doing with this
advised.
case?
She's on.
I can't hear you. I'm
She's
sorry.
on page 2 of the docket. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir.
She did advise she's asking the court to get involved.
What's her prior state?
Let me pull them up, Judge.
Just basically.
Sure.
2017 trespass, 2013 trespass, 2012 disorderly conduct, 1998 disorderly conduct, 96 disorderly
All right,
conduct.
thank you. I'll do an adjudication, time served, no return.
Did you hear that, Ms. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you want to do today?
Time served, no return.
No return to where, ma'am?
I don't understand. No return to jail, I hope.
It's the 7-Eleven.
Oh, the 7-Eleven and, yeah.
You can't go back there, ma'am. Even the parking lot, if you go back there, you'll be arrested. Do you understand?
No problem, ma'am.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
All right, adjudication, time served, $78 in court costs, 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted, no return to Walmart. To the 7-Eleven, 6460 West Broward Boulevard. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next one, Mr. Odom, please.
Mrs. Michelle Francis, she's also at North Broward on page 2 of your docket.
Sure, page 2, Michelle Francis, North Broward.
Your Honor, she was not feeling well. I sent her back to the housing unit. Can we put her on this afternoon, please?
Sure,
Actually, we don't need to do that, Judge. She advised that she was going to enter a not guilty plea and just have her mom bond her out.
All right, I'll ROR her. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Court finds probable cause, you waive her appearance.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's appoint Mr. McLawrence's law firm. Thank you, Mr. Odom. Jacob Sanders.
Yes, he's
Page
present.
7.
He advised, Your Honor, he's asking the court to get involved.
Okay, sir, good afternoon. You have a capious misdemeanor for trespass.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about this?
Well, I don't
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
Judge, it's also the same, he was trespassed from the same 7-Eleven, not on the same day, 460 West Broward Boulevard. He did not show up for court. He was issued an NTA, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, and he didn't show, so for this particular case, he wants to resolve, I do believe. Make sure I don't want to misquote, mix him up.
I'll do an adjudication, time served. He can't go back there. He'll be arrested if he does. Is that what he wants to do?
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Sanders?
Yes.
Sure you don't want to, I can ROR you. You can come back and fight your case, or you can admit to the charge today and be done with it, except for the $78 in court costs. What would you like to do, sir?
Resolve it.
All right, I'll appoint Mr. McLawrence's office. Mr. Odom is filling in for him today. How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest to trespassing, sir?
No contest.
Okay, adjudication time served, $78 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. If you don't pay, you'll get your driver's license suspended, you'll be arrested if you drive, $25 late fee, and it'll affect your credits. Adjudication time served, no return, sir, to this 7-Eleven, you understand?
Yes.
Thank you, good luck.
And
Stanley Jean Jacques.
yes, he's at the main facility, Your Honor.
Page 7.
Page 7.
Main jail.
As for the municipal ordinance, he did advise if the court is inclined to do a withhold because he's trying to get his license back in the next few months, he would resolve that one. I don't know the posture of the other two.
Judge, and speaking, Mr.
All right,
Jean
let me tell him what he's charged with first, so we can do that. Count 1 is trespassing, unoccupied structure or conveyance, $25 bond. 2 and 3, one is a possession of controlled substance, municipal ordinance. The other one is operating without a valid DL. So bonds are $25, $250, and $1,000. On the capias for the MO and the TC case, he's going before Judge Pohl tomorrow, so that bond is $1,250. What say you? We'll start with Mr. Romero.
Judge, on the state offenses, Mr. Jean Jacques asked me to ask the court if you would consider resolving those matters today.
You know, I'm not going to resolve it due to the nature, but I'll tell you what. It says he no-showed at arraignment. Can he pay any bond at all?
Judge, he believes if he contacts his family, maybe they could come up with $100 or somewhere around that neighborhood, and that's what he advised me.
All right, so what I'll do is, I'll do ROR on 1, I'll do an ROR on 2, and count 3, I'll do $500, okay? Thank you,
Judge.
sir. Good luck to you. Look for your court date. You're going to keep getting arrested. Now you have 3 separate cases. Angela Eugene. That's it, right?
That's all I have, Judge. The last one, there's no paperwork out of it.
Darren Thomas or Thomas Darren?
Yes.
Second today? Okay. Angela Eugene.
All right, Your Honor.
Paul Ryan. All right, you have, where is Mr. Sean Ford? Did he call? Okay, can you go outside and see if maybe there's someone here from Regional Conflict Council? All right, have a seat. We're waiting for your attorney, David Reed. Paul Ryan. Okay, Mr. Reed, you have an ad charge, count 7, touch or strike battery. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with MG. I don't know how the jail's going to, I know how the jail's going to accomplish it, so putting the jail on notice that if these 2 men are at the Conti facility together, they have to be where Mr. Reed can abide by my court order and no victim contact, direct or indirect. Court does find probable cause, bond set at $1,000. What say you?
Your Honor, Mr. Reed has no bond holds on his other charges. Our office does represent him. He has some court dates on his other pending cases coming up on January 25th in front of Judge Usan. So I'd ask the court to leave this bond in place.
Okay, $1,000 bond. Good luck to you, sir. Okay? Derek Francois. No Regional Conflict Council? You want to try to call him again?
He was, where'd he go? He was just here 2 seconds ago.
Maybe he went to the restroom. All right, we're still waiting. They were here, they left.
All right, Derek Francois refused, Your Honor.
Okay, so court finds probable cause, defendant refused. Thank you for letting me know that, Deputy. And voluntarily absented themselves from first appearance court. Bond set at 1,000 on count 12. 13 and 14 are no bond holds. He'll see his division judge, Judge Coleman, on Monday at 8:30. Brian Jean Baptiste.
Mr. Jean-Baptiste is here, President Judge of Maine.
Okay, Mr. Baptiste, you have disorderly conduct, breach of the peace. No bond required, count 2 battery on an officer, firefighter, EMT. We'll have to talk about bond. Count 3 is criminal mischief, $200 or less, first offense, no bond required. Count 4, resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, no bond required. Count 5, probation violation or community control. You are going before your division judge, Judge Dennis Bailey, on November 5th at 8:30 a.m. Court does find probable cause. What say you, State, on count 2?
Sorry, Judge, just 1 second. I'm pulling up his priors. Judge, State would be requesting a $5,000 bond on count 2. Due to the nature of the offense, the fact that he has a number of priors.
What's his priors?
He has Berg conveyance, 15, carrying concealed weapon, resisting without, 14, resisting without, 14. He's on his probation case is the Berg conveyance, petty theft, loitering, and prowling.
Said while he was at the hospital, he began kicking officers and staff as well as spitting on them.
Yes.
Okay. What say you, defense?
Judge, considering he has a no bond hold, this is a third-degree felony, however. He's a prep cook at the Hard Rock Casino. He's making only $10 an hour. I'd ask for a $1,000 bond on his behalf, and I'd also ask you to sign a photo order so we can photograph the injuries that Mr. Jean-Baptiste sustained.
Okay, definitely I'll sign a photo order. 5,000 on count 2. Keep the no bond and the hold on 5. The rest are no charge. Thank you. Shemar Shealy.
Mr. Shealy, come on up, please.
Mr. Shealy, you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. Court does find probable cause for this one.
Maybe we could ask Mr. Shealy how he forced Mr. Ryan to commit this burglary, Judge.
Okay, so State, what's your offer? I mean, the offer, what's your bond request?
Judge, Mr. Shealy has no Broward priors. The state would be requesting a $15,000 bond.
Okay. So he has no priors at all?
Not in Broward County.
Can we find out nationally?
I can check in Florida.
Okay.
Judge, I'm going to be asking for Mr. Shealy to be released on level 2 pretrial. He's 18 years old, been here his whole entire life. He's a senior at Coral Springs High School. He lives in Pompano Beach. He lives at an independent living center for foster children. He gets food stamps. Judge, right now there's nobody he can contact to help post his monetary bond, and that's why we're going to be asking for Mr. Shealy to be released on level 2 our release.
Judge,
wait.
Does he have juvenile priors?
Yes.
Hold on. What about the prior that happened on August 15th?
I don't have that. It might be an
Hold on, Your Honor. Looks like he was arrested on. Just want to make sure. One moment.
He turned 18, 8/4.
Yeah, he was arrested in August 15th of 2018 for strong arm robbery and got a $1,000 bond. Is he on pretrial?
What's that case number?
Case number? Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to see because you want to see if he. He's not on pretrial?
My understanding that it's dropped.
Okay.
Well, dropped or they didn't file charges yet?
I'll check.
What's his juvenile history?
Okay, he has a resisting without, burglary of a dwelling, battery.
Did he get adjudicated?
He was on the Berg dwelling, It was a withhold.
Mhm.
On the battery, it was a withhold.
Okay.
Felony battery domestic strangulation dropped. Criminal mischief under $1,000, third degree felony, withhold. Grand theft of a motor vehicle, adjudicated delinquent in 2017, and petty larceny from 2017.
Were you saying something?
He was on pretrial, but they know him for the case, so he had a case.
Drop.
All right, anything further? Go ahead.
No, Judge. Just what I already previously stated.
Okay. I didn't know if you were finished. No return to 2540 Southwest 30th Avenue, Pembroke Pines, Florida, $2,500 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Todd Renrick.
Mr. Renrick, come on up. He's approaching, Judge.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one moment.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, Todd Renrick.
He's here.
Okay. All right, Mr. Renrick, you have burglary, unoccupied conveyance, unarmed, counts 1 and 2. Count 3, possession of burglary tools with intent to use, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is petty theft, second degree, second offense, $100 bond, same for count 5. Count 6 is tag, unsecured, obscured, or none, not for magistrate. It's a traffic infraction, and you have a probation violation and no bond hold. Court does find probable cause. You're going before Judge McCarthy on Monday at 8:30 a.m. What say you, State, with regard to count 1 and 2?
Judge, the state would be requesting $5,000, $2,500 bond on each count. $5,000 total for 1 and 2.
All y'all move on. Go ahead.
Too many tissues.
Defense?
Too many tissues.
Judge, these
We
are
have
third
him
degree
somewhere.
felonies. He works at a
Caleb
cleaning
has him.
company, so I'm going to be asking a $1,000 bond on counts 1 and 2.
State, what's his priors?
Judge, in Broward, he just has one prior petty theft.
Also out of Opelika, he had a 2017 grand theft auto, and also, that's it, Your Honor, sorry.
Okay, court's going to order no victim contact with the alleged victim with the initials CG, LM, and CL. Court's going to do 2,500 on 1, 1,000 on 2, 1,000 on 3, ROR on 4, ROR on 5. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. James Chavis. Do we ever hear back from Regional Counsel?
Chavez? Jamar Chavez, come on up, sir.
Can we call the office? Maybe they can. I mean, I don't think they were here long. Well, someone should have told him to stand up. Took a break? Okay. Mr. Hanny. You calling him back? Mr. Reedy? You calling him back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jamar Chavis, is that your name, sir?
Jamar Chambers. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have possession of MDMA, $1,000 bond. 2-3 is probation violations, no bond hold. You do have warrants for VOP pretrial. That's not for magistrate. You're going before your judge, Judge Ernest Kalra, on November 5th, this Monday at 8:30 a.m. Court does find probable cause. Okay, $1,000 bond. Anything further?
Not from the state.
Okay, thank you. Sir, which case are you here on?
Judge, good morning. Sean Ford, Conflict Counsel.
Awesome. We were looking for you.
I was
High and low.
busy on the other side of the courthouse, Judge. I apologize for my
That's all right.
tardiness. I believe one of my
Okay, so we have
clients.
Angela Eugene,
Correct.
page 8,
Page
right?
8.
Page
Page
6. Why do I see a 3 there too? Is it page 3 and 6?
I see it on page 6 and
I guess. I've never met him.
page 3. Correct, Judge.
Okay,
And Judge, I was
announce your appearance for the record, please.
yes, my name is Sean Ford, Regional Conflict Counsel. I have Miss Eugene and front of Judge Usan. I wasn't given much information. Was there any new cases she was picked up on, to
All
your
right,
knowledge? Or?
so this is what we have. We have counts 1 and 2 are a change of charge from an aggravated battery on a firefighter to a battery now on an officer, firefighter, EMT. Count 8 is a capious felony, which is a change of charge to a possession of a weapon, commission of a felony. Well, that one doesn't say, that's just a capious felony. So, is that a change of charge on 8, Sheila?
I wasn't aware I had an 8th charge.
Well, you have one now, so.
Miss Eugene, don't speak right now. Thank you.
Number 8, it is a change of charge, but it's an add charge.
So, doesn't make sense. It's an add charge. So they they added the charge and then changed it, or which way? Obviously.
Right. When she was
Right,
out
what?
on whatever the original charge was.
I'm sorry, say it again?
When she was out on whatever the original charge was, when they did the change of charge, it's no longer that charge, so they had to add charge. Count 8, because that is the new charge.
Judge, since no new charges were picked up, I'm just asking for standard bonds to be set in.
Okay, what were the bonds originally on the batteries?
On count 1 it was 2,500. On count 2 it was 500. So the state is of the position that since it's a down file, Miss Eugene could keep those same bonds. On the ad charge, state would be requesting for $1,000 bond, $1,000 bond.
What say you? Or let me ask you this, Sheila, what's her present bonds right now?
She has no bond hold on other felony cases.
She does have a no bond hold? Why does she have no bond holds?
Were those change of charge K pieces or just non-appearance?
That's a different case.
Okay, give me that case number. I'm gonna look this up. What's that case number for the no bond hold?
1800.
Hold on one moment. I don't know why this isn't working. Sorry. 18.
This already, right? This is
0
these
0.
we haven't done. These we haven't done.
0599.
Okay, I think so. You're leaving? Okay. Thanks for this morning.
All right, so she posted bond on this. She had 500, 100, 500 on 1, 2, and 3. Then there was a KPS 222 for resisting without ROR. Agreement. And she had another probable cause, 927. With me, it was 2,500, 500, ROR, ROR. And she had no bond holds for the KPS felonies, 5, 6, and 7. I want to look into these no bond holds because one of them, their KPS felonies, no bonds on resisting an officer without violence, giving a false name to a law enforcement officer, and the resisting without, it's without violence. I don't know. You might want to look into it, okay? What say you with regard to the bonds in these cases? All right, this is what I'm going to do. 1,000 on 1, 500 on 2, and a ROR on 3, because that's what we did last time. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Here you go. Clinton Masses, please.
He's approaching. He's here.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Massis, you have 2 violations of probation. One's a no bond hold. The other one's an ROR. Then you have a KPS misdemeanor with a $500 bond. You were violated because of this KPS misdemeanor, new charge, which is driving while license is suspended, $500 bond. You no-showed a calendar call August 23rd, 2018. Court finds probable cause. You're going before Judge Lynch on Monday at 8:30, and the MW case, you're going before Judge, I think that's Gottlieb. Sorry, that's Cal Evans. On Tuesday at 8:30, court finds probable cause. Court will set bond at $1 on count 3. Leave count 1 in place, the no bond, ROR on 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Marcus St. Louis.
Mr. St. Louis, come on up, please.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here you go. If you could make a copy, can you scan that to me? Okay. It's K. Malika, and then make a copy for Sheila. Okay, Marcus St. Louis, you have operating without a valid DL, $25 bond, count 2. It's a traffic infraction. It's actually not for magistrate. Left of center, approach intersection, probation violation or community control, no bond hold. 4 and 5 are capious misdemeanors, $500 bond, $500 bond. Going before Judge Mindy Solomon on Monday at 8:30 a.m. That's for possession of cannabis and resisting without violence. Does anybody know when he's going before his division judge? Oh, that's a Dade County, 948.
Correct.
Court finds probable cause. Court'll, you want me to $1 or ROR on 1? Thank you. I need
Probably
the original.
$1.
I need the original. I need the original. You get the copy. Thank you.
ROR, Judge, on count 1.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Yes.
Rest stay in place. Hemraj Mohan.
He's here present, Judge, at Maine, and he declined the services of public defender.
Okay, sir, you understand that if you can't afford an attorney, we'll appoint one for you for purposes of today?
I do understand.
All right, you understand that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to proceed on your own, or do you have a private attorney?
My attorney is, well, I do not have an attorney right now, but I will be getting one when I get outside.
Okay. So do you want the public defender just for today? You can fill out an application and use them, or you still want to represent yourself? Either way is fine by me.
Well, I didn't know that was an option.
That is an option. All right, so Mr. Romero, why don't you speak to your client, Mr. Mohan? Seems like he'd like to use you.
He'll change his mind, Judge.
John Legou?
Mr. Legou is here present, Judge.
All right, Mr. Legou, you have petty theft, first degree between $100 and $300, $100 bond. Count 2 is a probation or a community control violation. You are going before your division judge, Judge Dennis Bailey, on Monday at 8:30. Court finds probable cause. ROR or $1?
What do you want? ROR or $1? What we spoke about before. You want dollar or $1, Judge?
$1.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. D'Anthony Rutledge, please.
Mr. Rutledge is here present, Judge, at Maine.
All right, Mr. Rutledge. Good morning, sir. You have a possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is resisting an officer without violence. There's no bond required on count 2. Court does find probable cause.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
He was placed on pretrial yesterday and released from custody on standard pretrial for case number 180-13300CF for possession of MDMA, and pretrial is requesting that that order be revoked as a result of finding probable cause in this case.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, our only request at this time is we're going to ask the court to sign an order recommending he be placed in the SAP program.
All right, I'm going to revoke his bond. Whose case is this, the possession of MDMA? All right, I'm going to do a $2,000 bond on case number 18-013-300 CF10A and revoke his pretrial status. And on this case, I'll do a $1,000 bond, referral or recommendation to the SAP program.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I need an order for the SAP program, Mr. Reedy, on this last gentleman. Mr. DeAnthony Rutledge. Salah Amarai.
Mr. Amarai is here.
Okay.
Come on up, sir. And he advised me he has private counsel. Who was it? Stephen Reisman.
Say, spell the last name.
He spelled it R-E-I.
It's probably spelled wrong.
R-E-I-S-M-A-N, Reisman?
Yes, ma'am.
Reisman.
Is he a private attorney or conflict counsel?
He's a private attorney.
Do you know his number, sir?
Not by heart, ma'am.
Okay.
Stephen Reisman, the one that I was able to reach, does not know anything about Mr. Amara and does not practice criminal litigation law.
Okay, is this, spell his last name.
I think it's R-E-I-S-M-E-N.
Is it Steven?
Reisman.
It's R-A.
Reisman. It's the Reisman and Reisman. It's Reisman and Reisman. The law office is called Reisman and Reisman.
R-A-I-S-M-A-N. Reisman.
That's probably it, man. To be honest with you.
What's the number?
You got the number?
FIFA.
954-463-1225.
Did you retain them or did someone else?
What was that, man?
He has it on his pending case.
He's a criminal.
He has a pending case?
Yes, count 4-5, the BOP. I mean, violation of pretrial.
So how we so where's your mayor? Is that what city?
Hello, you've reached the law offices of Reisman and Reisman. At the sound of the tone, leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we will get back to you as soon as...
Yes, hi, this is Judge Kim Malika from Magistrate Court in Fort Lauderdale, calling you from the courtroom. I have a gentleman by the name of Sahala Edin Mustafa Amarai, A-M-I-R-E-H. I'm going to reset him for 1 p.m. this afternoon, courtroom 4155. If you have any questions, if you are not representing him on this charge, please call us back. Bye-bye. Okay, reset for 1 o'clock. I left a message, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, I got a question. I never got medical attention.
Don't talk about anything, sir. Wait for your attorney, okay?
All right,
It's not
yes,
going to make a difference. Jarius Solomon.
Solomon. And Judge, whenever you're ready, I'm ready to proceed on Mr. Mohan.
Okay. All right, are you Mr. Solomon? You have a possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Count 2 is possession of controlled substance without a prescription, $1,000 bond. Possession of alprazolam, Xanax, $1,000 bond. Possession of methamphetamine, $1,000 bond. Count 5 is not for magistrate or disobey a stop or yield sign. Court does find probable cause. Total bond is $3,100. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, I'm just going to be asking for an ROR on count 1.
Can he pay the bond?
Yes, he gave me the phone number of his family. I'm going to be contacting him after court.
Okay, $3,000 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Robert Fabius, please. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Fabian,
All right,
come on up, please.
and then we're going to take Mr. Mohan. Okay,
Yes,
Mr.
Judge.
Fabius, you have resisting an officer obstructing without violence. There's no bond required. Driving while license is suspended. First offense, $100 bond. You do have a probation violation. You go into court on Monday in front of Judge Michelle Tobin Singer at 8:30 a.m. Court does find probable cause. Court will set your bond at $1 on count 2. No bond on 3, no bond required on 1. Hemraj Mohan.
He's approaching.
Okay, Mr. Mohan, you have commits grand theft with property damage greater than $1,000, $7,500 bond. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim who has the initials ACB, and no return to the Sigma Auto Group, and no contact with them, sir, at 830 Northeast 40th Court, Oakland Park, Florida. If you go back there or have contact with the victim, you'll be arrested. Page 15. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Mohan's not going to be able to afford the monetary bond. We're going to be asking the court to consider releasing him on pretrial release. My understanding, this is Mr. Mohan's first contact with the criminal justice system. At that establishment, that's where he was working at Sigma. One of the benefits that he enjoyed as far as working there was they gave him a residency as far as a place to live. So he lived at the business establishment. There was like an apartment at that location. So we're going to be asking for a property order so that he can go back one time with law enforcement to retrieve his property. At this time, he doesn't know anybody that can post that monetary amount. He's 56 years old. Judge, that is why I'm asking for him to be released on standard pretrial release.
Does he have any prior state?
Not in Florida, Judge.
Can he afford any bond?
No, he cannot, Judge.
Does he have a U.S. passport or passport?
He has a Canadian passport, Judge. He's been residing here in South Florida, Broward County for the past 18 years.
Okay, I'll allow him to return one time to obtain his belongings. He's to surrender his passport, his Canadian passport. Within 7 days of release to the clerk. Is there some comment on that? Yeah.
Okay.
Within 7 days of release to the clerk. If he doesn't, I want a warrant issued for his arrest. I'm going to put him on standard pretrial. He's going to report 24 hours of his release. want him calling in 7 days a week, reporting once a month. No bond required. So that's no victim contact, direct or indirect, with ACB and Sigma Auto Group. No return to Sigma Auto Group, 830 Northeast 40th Court, Oakland Park. You are allowed to return one time with law enforcement to obtain your belongings. You're to surrender your Canadian passport within 7 days of release to the clerk, and no possession and no applying for any passport card, or the like. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Give him a map. Michael Bryant, please.
Coming up, sir.
Mr. Bryant, good morning, sir. You have burglary, occupied structure, unarmed. Court does find probable cause. You also have grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause on that as well. What say you state on count one?
Judge, the state will be requesting a $15,000 bond on count one. Mr. Bryant has a number of priors, including drug priors, resisting, loitering and prowling, petty theft, burglary, 2 burglary conveyances from 2017, which it looks like were just resolved earlier this year, and a attempted burg from 2 days ago. 18-12581.
No, that was when it was filed.
There's 2 different case numbers, right?
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, $15,000 is something Mr. Bryant can't afford. He does is basically helps his uncle stock bread at different supermarkets. He gets paid about $150 a week doing that. He lives in Lauderdale Lakes with his aunt. He's been living there for about 4 months. He pays his aunt about $100 a month for his share of his expenses. That's who he's going to be reaching out to. So we'd be asking for the court to consider a $1,000 bond on count one and a $1,000 bond on count two.
$5,000 on one, $1,000 on two. No victim contact with BMB, and maintain 500 feet minimum. No return to 2200 Northwest 33rd Avenue, Lauderdale Lakes, and maintain 500 feet minimum. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Quentin Stefani.
He's here at Main Judge. He's approaching. Come on up, sir.
Okay, Mr. Stefani, you have grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. This is a KP, is not in custody. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials AK, and no return to the 7-Eleven. where this occurred, which is 722 Atlantic Shores Boulevard, Hallandale Beach, Florida, 33009. What say you, defense?
Judge, we're going to be asking for the court to consider an ROR or standard pretrial. He's 33 years old. He is working, works at the Family Dollar, making minimum wage. He lives in Fort Lauderdale, an apartment by himself. He is on housing. No one's going to be able to afford to post his monetary bond. That's why my understanding is he has limited contact with the criminal justice system. He is a registered voter here in Broward County. That's why we are asking for an ROR or the alternative standard pretrial release.
Hey, what's his priors?
It's one prior grand theft from 2014.
4 years ago.
Well, no victim contact and no return to the 7-Eleven. I'm going to keep the $1,000 bond in place. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, I'd ask you to reconsider. My understanding, Mr. Stephanie, like I said, he's on housing. He's not going to be able to afford it.
I've made my ruling. Thank you. I've made my ruling. $1,000 bond.
You're going to withheld.
He has a 2014 prior
Which he
grand
was
theft.
convicted. It's a withheld. So he's not adjudicated, and this is 4 times his second contact. He doesn't want to lose his job, Judge, at the Family Dollar. He said it's very important to him.
$1,000 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Chance Harris.
Mr. Harris, come on up, sir.
Mr. Harris, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. You have a probation violation. Court's going to set your bond at $1 on count 1, no bond on 2. You'll see Judge Marina Garcia Wood on Monday morning. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Jerry Hancock.
Come on up, sir.
Mr. Hancock, you have a possession of heroin, sir, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Can your client afford the bond?
Not him, no, Judge. He's looking for work. My understanding, he has a clean record. We're asking for an ROR on his behalf.
How much money does he have in his property?
When you were arrested here, do you have any money in your wallet? No. No money, Judge.
None
He's
whatsoever.
looking for work. No. He's looking for work. He's 26 years old. He lives in Coral Springs with his mom. His mom's on disability. He's a graduate of Taravella High School class of 2011. That's why we're asking the court to consider an ROR.
I'm going to give him an ROR, but he made a statement in here he needs help with heroin. So I'm going to require Mr. Hancock to get an evaluation, drug and alcohol evaluation, within 10 days of release. Or I'll make it 14 days. No, just on his own. If he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it. Thank you. He can just deal with this division judge. Brian Santos Morales. What do I
Mr.
need
Santos
this for?
Morales is approaching.
Damn. Ugh. Sorry, what'd you say, Mr. Romero?
Mr. Santos Morales is approaching.
All right,
Or
thank you, sir.
he's here.
Sir, you have possession of cannabis over 20 grams, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is bring cannabis into the state, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is distribute or deliver cannabis, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Says he was on a flight from San Francisco aboard JetBlue. I haven't read this. For some reason, I must have attached it to something else, so just give me a moment, okay? He had 20 packages of cannabis. 22.2 pounds. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, considering the facts and speaking with Mr. Santos Morales, at this time, the defense has nothing to add.
All right, $3,000. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Andra Brett.
Still on medical loan, Your Honor.
All right, we need to make a finding of probable cause, which we did. All right, just checking. Derek Forrest.
No, Broward.
Medical loan? He's here.
No, Broward.
All right, how you feeling, Mr. Forrest?
I'm feeling okay.
Good. All right, so you have misuse of temporary tag to avoid registering a vehicle, $100 bond. Expired tag less than 6 months, not for magistrate, and failure to register as a sex offender as required. Court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Judge, he has prior failure to report as a sex offender in Hillsborough County. It looks like 06. Crimes against person, Hillsborough County. I can't see what that is from the 90s. That might be the originating charge. State's position. State's requesting a $10,000 bond on count 3. Failure to register.
Mr. Forrest, how much bond can you post, sir?
400. Excuse me.
Yes?
I registered on the 30th of this month, approximately 2:30 at downtown Fort Lauderdale, and I did everything I was supposed to do, and 6 o'clock that afternoon, I got pulled over for my car, and they said there was a warrant out for me, but I registered that same day. I registered Tuesday afternoon at downtown.
If what Mr. Forrest says is correct, Judge, then he may have some legitimate defenses to the charge. If he has $400 toward a bond, I'd ask the court for a $3,500 bond.
All right, ROR on 1, not for magistrate on 2, $3,500 on 3.
Thank you, Judge. Keep track of your court dates,
Byram.
Mr. Forrest.
Bert Lee Byram, please.
Bert Lee Byram was here at Maine, Judge. He refused. So.
All right, so defendant refused.
He has a no bond hold on count 1.
And
Correct.
voluntarily absent himself. from first appearance, magistrate court. Court finds probable cause. What say you state with regard to fleeing with disregard to safety of persons or property? This is the change of charge. This is now aggravated fleeing, eluding a high speed.
Judge, Mr. Byram has a number.
Hold on, there's one more here, fleeing, driving, felony driving while license is suspended. Are we magistrating him on that?
I don't have that on my sheet, Judge. It looks like he has a $750 bond on that count.
Was he magistrated on that, Sheila?
No, it's just a field fee of $750. He doesn't require,
To get magistrated, okay. All right, I'm sorry, what are you asking for, State?
Oh, it's okay, Judge. The state would be requesting a $3,500 bond. He has prior felony DWLSs.
No objection to that, considering he has a no bond hold, Judge.
$3,500 per state and defense. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
We have one more, Judge.
I don't have any more.
Yesterday, we had a young lady who was in transit. We were never able to get her in front of the court. Her name is Tonya Bement, and she is in North Broward.
Hello.
Hello. What's the name?
Bement, B-E-M-E-N-T. She was on our docket yesterday.
What is she here
When
for?
is she set for? She should have been reset for this morning.
I know, but she wasn't.
No, she was scheduled.
I scheduled her, but she's not on the docket. Is that what you're saying?
No, she's not on the docket, but yes, she was
Do
scheduled.
you have a docket from yesterday? Were you on the morning docket or probably the morning? Was it the morning or they set it for her this afternoon? All right, can I is that from the afternoon?
you want the AM or PM?
PM. You do? All right, let's look her up. I can magistrate her and we can just fill it in. What's her name? That was Mikasuki. So this is a possession of controlled substance without a prescription, $1,000 bond. Count 2, possess drug paraphernalia, possess and or use. No bond required. Want to look this up, State?
I have the PC, Judge.
Okay.
I'm pulling up her priors now.
Okay. We'll just magistrate her now. Do you have the paperwork you can fill in? Well, then someone needs to bring you one.
Judge, she has no Broward priors.
All right, so I'll ROR her on one.
All right, you're ROR'd, Miss Bennett.
Thank you, ma'am.
Keep track of
Show
your
up to
court dates.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Shit, you going home?
She's going home.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.